the International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening and welcome to Today on One. I'm Isai Sipunga. In the news tonight, Ngoshi bikers reach out to female inmates. Youth-led movement empowers the Namibian child. Transport Ministry celebrates Mutwara's return. Kangaroo mother care, best method for premature babies. And farmers trained and encouraged to practice more sustainable agriculture. Now for the news in detail. The Ngoshi Bikers Club and partners held a Christmas charity run for female inmates at the Vintu Correctional Facility to remind them that they're still a part of society.
The charity run commenced with a procession through the Independence Avenue to Katutura, closing off with the handover of 110 hampers of daily necessities to the Vintu Correctional Facility. Chairperson of the Ngoshi Bikers Club at the occasion pointed out the right to dignity that all people are entitled to, adding that the club chose to assist female inmates as their needs outweigh those of their male counterparts.
One of those rights is the right to dignity. But the right to dignity entails that you as a human being must be treated with the necessary respect that you deserve as a human being. Now, in Namibia, that right is enshrined in Chapter 3 of the Namibian Constitution, where it is clearly stated that all Namibians shall have the right to dignity. The basic idea is that when people are incarcerated, they have got very much little control of what is happening around them. But the needs are there. We cannot dispute that. Now, your average person might think that why should we spoil people who are incarcerated? They must feel that they are in jail. They deserve to be punished and they deserve to feel the roughness of the law. But we are saying no, they are our sisters, they are our brothers. When they came out of there, they must still feel that this nation, this great nation, is for them. And that is the idea. We then reach out to the sister clubs and to the other riders that we ride together because biking is about family. So what you have here today is not just a Ngoshi Bikers Club. You have got CC riders, you have got State-based riders, you have got people who ride alone like Madam Lane, Mr. Graham, all the people that we always ride together. So we all came together to just team up and donate these items in conjunction with the Namibian Correctional Services.
Miriam Madimba, Deputy Commissioner in charge of Mental Health and Special Needs at the Namibian Correctional Service, remarked that upon release back into society, community and family support is crucial in facilitating successful reintegration of ex-prisoners.
This individual who we have provided such rehabilitative activities or programs to address their risk will have to come back into the society, right? So for them to successfully reintegrate, they'll need the support from their family. They'll need organization to provide them an opportunity to get a job. So those are the things that we're talking about, that we cannot do this on our own. We need everyone, organization, family members, and the lesser stigma they receive in the community, again, the more they are likely to cease from criminal activity. So that's what we are talking about. We all need each other to ensure that there is successful rehabilitation and also successful reintegration.
The Deputy Commissioner General receiving the donation expressed appreciation for the gesture, noting that rehabilitation will not be possible if incarcerated persons are forgotten once in prison. Bishop Lucas Katenda, also at the occasion, applauded the biker groups for their careful consideration of female inmates.
If there is a weak link, then we cannot talk about rehabilitation. And what makes it strong for us now today is that we are making the link stronger. Because these offenders here has to go back to the society from where we are. And the moment that we just, when they are sentenced, forget about them, then we are not going to talk about rehabilitation. We need to help each other to make a success of this whole story. We hope that the rest of the organizations out there will see what you are doing and join hands with us to make a success of rehabilitation.
You can imagine a person who is in a correctional service, whether they get what they want or what they prefer, under those conditions and the security arrangements, obviously not everything will be met as that they will need. And therefore, your carefully thought idea to come up with these parcels, as we can see, there are sanitary pads there and also some items. It is a helpful exercise. Most of the time, we don't think in those lines. And I just wish that all of our people in the society can think, even of small girls, school girls, in these lines. Otherwise, some of our girls may not be going to school because they do not have the sanitary pads. Some are using toilet papers and so on and so forth. So this is something that we must commend the Ngosi Bakers Club, just to think in that particular line.
Did you know COVID-19 vaccines may not only prevent you from getting seriously sick? Vaccines allows your body to fight the virus well before an infection occurs. This greatly increases your chances of not getting seriously ill when infected. The government provides COVID-19 vaccines for free, and they are safe for people aged 18 years and older, including those with pre-existing conditions. Remember, it is important to go for both doses of the vaccine to make sure you are fully protected.
So, get vaccinated. Help kick COVID-19 out of Namibia.
This message was brought to you by the Nationhood and National Pride Program in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Social Services.
A youth-led organization called the Children's Movement seeks to empower and educate the Namibian child. The movement prides itself in teaching children the necessary skills to prepare them for the future and for anything life throws their way.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
I've been in a movement for 3 years now, and what I've learned is the fact that I get to defend myself, self-defense, and the fact that I learned gardening. I got skills on how to garden. And what I love about this TCM is the fact that I got to express myself, the fact that it also supports the LGBTQ+, which I'm part of, and the fact that I would also like other kids to join, because TCM is really a phenomenal place to be and you get to learn a lot.
Today on One, caught up with the director of TCM, Kenneth Abrahams, who took us through their goals and missions.
I'm here to see to that the children get enabled to experiment and do things that they like to do. We try and do this without interfering with what the children actually want to do. We want them to actually experience things on their own. We want them to be able to try and create and explore their creative minds, whether it be helping the community, whether it be social media, video editing, or any other ideas that they might have. The Children's Movement is established in 1995 in Shanghai at the Beijing Conference, and that was originally the Girl Child Project, of where NAWA in Namibia started up the Girl Child Project. In 2014 we became the Children's Movement. We decided to work with both boys and girls. Chandra wants us to do and revitalize the Girl Child Project again, because the girls feel left out. We have, since 2014, been working together with Unga Örnar in Sweden, and we hope to continue working with them. It has given us a lot of opportunities to work with children from all different types of schools, like Hage Geinkop, Emmanuel Shafidi, Ella Duplessis, Olof Palme, kids from Jaco Marengo as well. Now, we have 4 basic rules. 1, respect for yourself. 2, respect for others. 3, respect the environment. And then 4th, which is critical thinking. What we are trying to do is develop the critical thinking portion for children, so that they understand what their children's rights might be, what they can do, what they can't do, and preferably how they should do it without upsetting the grown-ups.
The group also consists of young mentors who guide the children every step of the way and are consistently brainstorming and coming up with innovative ideas to make the lives of others easier.
Yes, I've been part of the children's movement since 2013 as a mentor for the children's movement. Basically, I specialize in the media training, where I train the kids on basic media skills within the TV and radio industry. I will be doing the same with them. Recently, I just came back from South Africa, where we were taught on doing the Wonder Bag, some track suits, some shopping bags that we can then teach women and kids in the society to use. And then I'll be doing the Girl Child movement as of next year, basically just to empower, educate girls on various topics and programs.
So today I'll be showing you basically some of the things that we do and teach the kids. So starting off, we've got the squeegee bottle. So basically this is one of our ways that we teach kids for them to keep their hands clean, especially this time of COVID. And also we had the whole pandemic that also took place before COVID. So basically this, we teach the kids how to make the squeegee bottles. So this consists of 2 things, a pipe and a cork bottle. So within itself, there is a mechanism that allows for water to flow and also as well is closed. So with the pipe, so on the bottle we've got 2 holes, the main hole for the pipe, and we've got a small hole which allows for air pressure for water to flow and also to close. So this is basically one of our ways that we teach kids for them to stay clean and for them to keep their hands safe during this corona pandemic.
The director further encourages the youth to not hesitate visiting their online platforms and possibly join their movement.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
Nothing is too good for my daughter. Now here's the deal, Nambi. There's no playing around with other boys before your wedding. Do you understand me? It's the most important day of your life.
Nambi, baby. You have a face like a beautiful person. I got you this Virgin Mary necklace to protect your innocence.
Stupid man. We have loved each other since high school, and now you want to turn your back on me? All the plans we made, you just throw them away? And you want Nambi now? When I've always been there for you, Ziwa, do you understand? And she doesn't even love you. I wasted my time on someone like you.
Don't be like that, Jalia.
Love, everybody needs it. Love.
The Ministry of Works and Transport welcomed back its minister, John Mutora, who has been in the Roman Catholic Hospital battling COVID-19. A memorial service was also held for the ministry staff members who succumbed to the virus.
Recollecting his experience with the virus, Mutora stated that he had battled the COVID-19 virus from the 11th of June to the 3rd of August this year, further disclosing he has been vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, adding that Namibia should not lose sight of where it is today in fighting COVID-19.
Speaking for myself, I remember from the 1st of May 2021, together with the colleagues from the Roads Authority, we had a very wonderful field work program to inspect some of the roads projects in Uzunjupa region, in Kavango East, and then we ended up in Zambezi region. It was a very, very, very good program. But when we finished, we came back here. I remember me and my colleagues, my drivers and my personal assistant, we came back on the 7th of June. We feel maybe it's a flu or something, but then when we went to the hospital for testing, it came out as COVID. Some of our colleagues on that trip, as soon as we came back, just perished. Somebody like Rickman from the Roads Authority were together. So that is the experience. I had to be hospitalized here in Windhoek in the Roman Catholic Church. This was already stated, from the 11th of June to the 3rd of August this year.
He further pointed out the virus' invisibility, evasive and viciousness, urging Namibians to take heed of the head of state and health ministry's call to adhere to set COVID-19 health regulations and change their attitudes towards the virus, as it has not yet completely been destroyed.
We have not defeated the virus, not only Namibia but the whole world. That virus is still alive and well. We have not destroyed that virus. The coronavirus is not destroyed, despite the significant achievements that we have recorded as a nation. See, when you go to war, you know the enemy, you know their strategies and so on, and you plan accordingly. But this virus is invisible. We try everything possible as persons, first and foremost, but we should never relax, not at this stage, because it is still deadly and it's still among us, it is still alive and well. Hence, again, I'm going back to His Excellency the President, and later the Minister of Health. On Monday, there was a briefing to the nation. We all followed by the President and the Minister of Health on the current situation. Now there are people who think that when the President or the government spokespersons speak, it's just for the sake of speaking. And then we turn what the President is saying and twisting it. The President speaks as the head of state and head of government, after having been briefed, after having considered the real situation in the land. And it is his responsibility then to inform us. The President does not speak because he just likes to speak. And we should never make jokes of what the President is saying, of what the government is saying. It's not a threat, but it is a good advice when the President speaks like this.
Christian John from the Ministry of Health at the occasion debunked COVID-19 vaccine misconceptions, noting that vaccines have revolutionized global health and are the single most life-saving innovation in the history of medicine.
The feeling that we have, feeling some anxiety about receiving any new vaccine is understandable. However, the COVID-19 vaccine was created and approved more quickly than the average vaccine. Safety and testing precautions were not sacrificed to achieve effective results. No, with not the manufacturers and the producers, they didn't take shortcuts. They went through the processes, and the World Health Organization approved these vaccines for emergency use.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., you can stay true to Namibia sounds with the Valentine's True Music Sessions. Only on 99 FM. Stay tuned. Stay true. There's no wrong way. Valentine's. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Mother care is a method of care for problem infants. This method is used worldwide, and Namibia is one of the countries using the method to make sure that parents who give birth to premature babies are able to feed them and keep skin-to-skin contact and reduce death of the premature infants in the country.
Prematurity is one of the highest causes of birth deaths according to studies by the World Health Organization. It states that introducing kangaroo mother care immediately after birth can save up to 150,000 more lives each year. At the celebration of World Prematurity Day, parents in attendance received tips on how to prevent getting premature babies.
The statistics are very sad. 15 million babies are born prematurely. So that's more than 1 in 10 of all babies around the world. Okay? And complications with these preterm babies lead to the highest cause of death. That's account for nearly 1 million deaths each year. So that is very sad. Let's talk about can it be prevented. So there is a lack of highly effective interventions to prevent preterm birth when it is happening. Okay, we can't stop it, but there are precautions and preventative measures that we can put in place. We have to make sure that the mommies are healthy. Okay, if you have hypertension, we treat your hypertension. If you have multiple pregnancies, you have to monitor that. If you have a history of poor obstetric health, like miscarriages, previous preterm labor, placenta rupture, that has to be monitored. If the mothers smoke, drink, abuse alcohol, those are high-risk factors for premature birth. Malnutrition, being stressed, doing lots of physical labor when you are pregnant, these are all risk factors.
UNI further urged parents to take extra care, especially in a case of slow development, suggesting that women should visit the hospital early in their pregnancy to monitor the pregnancy.
So we do have babies are born and then they go through a whole developmental phase with their age. Okay, we call this developmental milestones that occur, and this is important for us to know because what if development is slower? And with prematurity, they are already one step back because they came out too early. So development might be slower. Okay, we have to take extra care, extra responsibility to work on the development. And there are professionals available to help. Okay. It's facilitated by skin-to-skin contact, breastfeeding, so a supportive environment, and it starts from birth. So, did you know that by the end of the second trimester, when the baby's in your tummy, they can actually hear your voice. So, nurturing care starts from when the baby's in the mommy's tummy. Have conversations. Talk to your baby. They're a baby. You are already a mother. Okay. By the time the baby's born, your baby can recognize the mother's voice. Isn't that amazing? So they can recognize your voice when they just come out of you. Okay, because they have been listening to you all along.
She further advises family members and doctors to keep supporting such mothers and make Namibia one of the countries with zero preterm related births.
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until the 28th of December. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper, 18 rolls, $89.99. Buy Nivea deodorant spray, 150 mils, 2 for $52. Buy Pampers Baby Dry disposable nappies, now $241.99 per pack. And buy Radox body wash, 400 mils, or foam bath, 500 mils, 2 for $66. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
The Namibia Nature Foundation hosted a workshop funded by GIZ aimed at promoting and training small-scale farmers on the importance of organic agriculture in Namibia. This project was initiated to increase nutrition security for families, grow the number of organic farmers in the country, and increase the number of organic food produced in Namibia in the target areas.
The training took place in Gongola constituency and the Mayani conservancy with a total of 30 participants. Amber Knott, who is the manager for the Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture in Southern Africa, laid out the main focus of the project.
The workshop is focusing on not irrigated plants, but in the field, so mainly maize, and how you can plant, you can intercrop, and how it will provide more food security for the people here. It will take probably a year for their, the plots to change, but it focuses on the health of the soil and how that helps productivity. So therefore, you get more plants, more maize where you can try and sell, but also have more food for the rest of the year.
Food security and environmental health remain the focal point in this project, as these two factors are the drivers for plant life, humans and animals. Wipke Volkman, a facilitator from the Namibia Nature Foundation, explained how this type of farming will not only help with producing quality crops, but will reduce exposure to natural disasters and climate change.
To help people grow more food from their land with rain only in this workshop. And we know that climate change demands that we are far more water-wise with our planting. So we are introducing a new technique of combining many different crop plants, species, to grow together. It's called the pigeon pea alley system. We learned this from Zambia. And so far people are very interested. We are also conducting a trial where farmers will be able to compare different treatments of soil and different treatments of seeds. So we will become scientists, observing what we do and what the yield is, and with this year's raining conditions. So we are also introducing biochar, enriched biochar, charged biochar, to see what that does for the water holding capacity and the fertility of the soil.
During the workshop, farmers learned about the crop diversification, the use of organic manure, soil cover, and minimum soil disturbance in order to produce more than enough for farmers to feed their families and quality crops to sell for an income. The next training will take place in Rundu.
Connect in style with O Smartphone, Namibia's most affordable 4G handset. Enjoy high-speed connectivity to music, videos, and social media. Experience life on the 4G fast lane when you swap your 2G or 3G SIM for a free 4G SIM. Get it all for only $4.99 Namibian dollars, and you can make the connection with MTC.
In other leading stories, the Robert Koch Institute, together with partners Sanlam and the First Rand Namibia Foundation, handed over a container laboratory to the Namibia Institute of Pathology, NIP, at the Wolfish Bay State Hospital. Shikwa Kathingo, F&B Area Sales and Service Manager, in his address said that the First Rand Hope Fund was approached by the Ministry of Health and Social Services for financial support to convert a container in Wolfish Bay into additional lab space, adding that they firmly believe that testing remains critical and is crucial to help treat, isolate or hospitalize people who are infected. The Health Ministry's Executive Director Ben Nangombe emphasized the importance of vaccination as this was the best way to stave off another devastating wave. He called on all social partners and stakeholders to encourage all eligible persons to get vaccinated. And the Old Mutual, in partnership with the Namibia Stock Exchange, along with other partners, awarded the top 5 winning teams that took part in the Namibian Scholar Investment Challenge. In total, 162 teams from across Namibia's 14 regions had the opportunity to trade listed shares on the NSX after receiving a fictitious 500,000 Namibia dollars. The aim of the NSIC is to introduce the Namibian youth to stock market investments and to provide them with knowledge on broader aspects of capital market operations. The girls from Windhoek Gymnasium got the first prize of 50,000 Namibia dollars with a return of 30.8% on the initial investment they had, followed by teams from the University of Namibia, the Eagle Investors, who came in second place with a return of 23.3% and received a cash prize of 30,000 Namibia dollars. Trading Masters came in third place with a return of 16.8% and walked away with a cash prize of 20,000 Namibia dollars, followed by Edu United in fourth place, who got 10,000 Namibia dollars and had a return of 10%, while Nam Wealth got 5,000 Namibia dollars and had a return of 8.8%. To enable the participants to trade, each team received a starter pack consisting of basic information and a glossary on financial terminologies. The participants were tasked with doing research and applying analytical skills to make good investment decisions with the goal of increasing the value of their portfolio by the end of the trading date.
Hey kids, are you in primary school and want to get extra supplementary maths, English and science lessons? Then invite Learning In with One Africa TV's #LearnOn1 every weekday from 9 to 11 a.m. with repeats from 2 to 4 p.m. And thanks to NMH's MyZone, these lessons are 100% Namibian. There's so much to learn with #LearnOn1. Invite Learning In.
Joseph Shifeni is up next with Business on One and Economic Indicators.
Business on One is proudly brought to you by the Government Institutions Pension Fund.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. I'm your host, Joseph Shifeni. The Namibia Ports Authority, NAMPORT, has been among the best performing parastatals in the country. The Chief Executive Officer says the company is implementing a 5-year plan that will set NAMPORT on course to become one of the best seaport authorities in Africa. At a recent event at the coastal town of Walfish Bay, the Chief Executive Officer who took over the helm of NAMPORT late last year introduced a number of objectives and initiatives that will transform the parastatal over the next few years with the ultimate goal of making it a logistics hub in Africa.
On the first theme of building institutional capacity, we need to position ourselves to be better placed to render services to our clients to the expected level of quality and timeliness. This requires that our employees are appropriately trained and have correct work ethos and the right attitudes towards clients. We have taken note of concerns raised on certain aspects of a culture amongst some of our employees, which is obviously not consistent with our values of commitment to and care for our customers. We subscribe to the ethos that customer service should be the cornerstone of our business and have therefore embarked upon an organizational culture transformation program. This program was launched in July 2021, and upon completion and embedment, we are confident that it will enable us to entrench a positive culture across the organization and amongst all our employees.
Kanime says since 2014, the company has been investing most financial resources on the new container terminal, which led to less funds for equipment acquisition.
Unfortunately, this created a gap in the investments toward cargo handling equipment, especially yard equipment, and we are now actually bearing the brunt of this. The very depressed economic environment and constrained financial resources have thus not allowed us to roll out these acquisitions at a fast pace as we would have wanted to. In the meantime, we have been burdened with equipment breakdowns and shortages. While there are still very significant and onerous competing financial demands on the business, we have taken a conscious decision to replace our cargo handling equipment, and we will do this gradually.
The state-owned enterprise, which manages and controls the two Namibian ports, namely the Port of Lüderitz and Port of Walvis Bay, generated over $1 billion in profits during the 2019-2020 financial year.
Business on One was proudly brought to you by the Government Institutions Pension Fund.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., you can stay true to Namibia Sounds with the Valentine's True Music Sessions. Only on 99 FM. Stay tuned. Stay true. There's no wrong way. Valentine's. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
A look at Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. A 25-year-old woman living near a dump site in Ochemise's Achterlaan informal settlement finds it difficult to raise her 2-week-old baby alone after her boyfriend, who brought her to the city, left her to fend for herself.
Monica advises that men and women be taught to stop running after useless relationships and making babies. Lloyd says the boyfriend should be arrested. Pearl advises that she goes back to her village and raise her baby. Rosemary says her English is good, advising her to look for a job. Naomi notes that the rainy season is approaching, adding that it's not safe for her.
And that's all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day, only on Today on One.
I only spin with one tires, I don't ride with him. The road to zero starts with me.
I don't drink and drive. I'm going to take a taxi.
1, 2. Safe to zero. Put on your seatbelt, say. Yeah. The road to zero starts with me.
Jaywalk and it might be your last walk. The road to zero begins with me.
Better late than never. The road to zero starts with me.
And looking back on the sports front this year, the Namibia Football Association has been under scrutiny for years over unpaid remunerations to national players, coaches and technical staff. New complaints recently surfaced as some national players took to social media to raise their concerns.
When I came here, I found players and technical staff members owed money since 2017, and we paid, and that amounted to 3.8 million. We paid all that money. So what will be the difference? We will pay them. We'll pay all those teams. It's quite unfortunately, I can't tell you what the total sum of all those allowances are now, but definitely when the NFA has got the funds, we'll pay the dues because it's their money. They've played these games, they've honored the games, so we'll also honor their dues and pay them.
Part of the national football team players' contract is to be paid call-up and appearance fees. But this has not been the situation at the chaotic Namibia Football Association. In an interview with Sports on One, the Secretary General at the NFA, Franco Cosmo, confirmed that the players have not been paid. He also responded to the players' claims, stating that the current issues at the football house is the cause of the delay.
No, it's true. The NFA did not pay all its national teams, not only one particular national team, but all the national teams, because of all these happenings that are happening in the Namibia Football Association. We are on a restrictive funding from our donors. For instance, the donors want to see our financials. They also want to see that the squabbles that were in the NFA are resolved before they can fully give their funding again to the NFA. Because of that, we had to strike a balance. So it's striking a balance by means of should the team play or should the team not play? So we thought, okay, let the teams play. Let we go with that minimal funding and make them play and participate in these competitions. So it is the under-20 girls, the women senior national team, the Brave Warriors, those are the ones that participated. The under-20 boys, COSAFA was cancelled. So, but we thought it is important that we go and participate, and after participation and after everything has normalized again and we get funding, we'll definitely pay the players and the technical staff. For now, we don't have the funds, hence that's why the NFA did not pay the technical staff and the players of all the national teams.
According to Cosmo, the players had an agreement with the association before playing the games, further expressing disappointment towards the players for raising the issues on social media rather than engaging the association.
If you played, we talk about Brave Gladiators, they have played 5 games without being paid. So you played the first game, play the second game, play the third one. So they know about the situation. And all these teams, they've got team managers. These things were explained to them. And then they agreed to go and play in the meantime while funds are not available. So they are aware of this. I think it's just frustration. Who knows, holidays coming up and everyone wants money and all these things. But we understand the frustrations. It's only that the route that people are taking is not the right route, because these things are confidential things. They won't also be happy when we run to the media with their allowances and their payments. They won't be liking that. So we should respect each other. We should understand the circumstances that the NFA is finding itself. But the fact remains, if we owe you money, we'll pay you. So we should change the culture of running to the social media and say certain things. I understand their frustrations, but I think we'll educate them from going forward after they have been engaged and told how to conduct themselves. It's maybe also from our side as an institution, we need to start educating the people that are involved with the NFA how to conduct themselves.
The NFA did not provide a specific date on when the players can expect their payments, but has assured that they will get what is owed to them in due course.
And that's all we have for you. Do join us again tomorrow, same time. And don't forget to follow us on our social media pages for more. From me, Isai Sipunga, and the rest of the team, it's good night.
International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM. Black sunrise, always gonna be a surprise, 'cause we don't know the way it's going to go, 'cause we can see the way it's going to be, 'cause we can see.
We're talking about COVID. Baba G, tell us about the day you found out you had COVID.
The day I found out I have COVID. Just a typical day. I didn't understand how I got COVID. Because I was always covered, I was always with my hand sanitizer. It came with my wife. And that whole day, I was thinking, what's gonna happen to me? I'm gonna survive. My kids, I was losing my tasting, smelling. There were some days I will test my taste buds and put like 4 or 5 chilies in my coffee. No ways. I didn't taste it.
So did you also lose your appetite in the process?
It was very funny. In the first week, no, I was chowing. Like I will wake up like midnight and make for me something. But after the first week, then the appetite was gone. When you go to bed, your body is also automatically switching off. And that's a dangerous time for COVID. It's like glass pinching you, cutting you inside your lungs. Then the heart was pumping like rabbit pumps. You are losing a lot of fluids at night.
Is that through fever or what?
Yeah, it's through fever.
So have you experienced any side effects from having contracted COVID-19?
No, not yet. Maybe still coming, but not yet.
And your wife?
She was complaining about light head. It's an annoying headache. It's light, but it's annoying.
So basically, you didn't take any prescribed medicine from the doctor to recover from COVID?
No, I didn't. The only thing I was using is aspirin for my blood not to clot. Because for some people, when your lungs are really, really infected, your blood will start to clot from the lungs, close all the airways. That's where we are passing. I'm smoking cigarette, and when you were a smoker and COVID in your lungs now.
So then after you both found out you had COVID, what did you guys do to protect the kids?
The kids move out from the house. The Buddhists will come, then we will collect everything for them and just put for them outside. When they came, just grab the food and go.
So what was the biggest battle for you? Was it mental or physical?
Mentally. Mentally was the biggest battle. I'm actually an international movie maker, and my career was cut off. I couldn't put bread on the table. There were some days have one meal for the day, then went to bed. And that was hitting me in my mind. What if Blessing gets corona now? Where am I going to go? Who can I help? There were also some people depend on us in the rural areas. We couldn't help them. My future was black. Dark, dark, dark. I couldn't even see that small light at the end of the tunnel. One day, my daughter decided, now, I want to see my father today. And I just told her, yeah, she can come. The first words was, Daddy, I was praying for you yesterday night. Don't worry, Corona will go back soon. And I was asking, from where? From Namibia? She said, no, not from Namibia, from you. And you are not looking good. And she was actually heartbroken. Until today, she hates Corona. From there, then I was like, oh, okay. If the smallest one is saying this, why am I not picking me up self and do the right thing and get rid of this thing? That's where I started to run, to practice, coming to my quiet place. And actually, the main thing that broke my heart during that time was there was no one. The time of COVID, there was no one.
So can you tell us where we are right now?
We are at my silent place. I call this place my silent place. I will come here when the COVID is hitting me like 120%. Looking at the ocean, then you will hear voices like, no, you don't belong here. Today, you don't belong here. Get up and go home. Some days, they will nurse you like, no, you will survive. Your future is a bright future. You must not give up now. Think about your kids. Think about the people around you. Even the wind will do that. Actually, you must meditate. The thing of COVID is, looks like COVID is afraid of the warmness and is friends with the coldness. So the whole time you are baking in the sun, it helps a lot.
So is that what you did?
Yeah, I did. I will do that twice a day. This was supposed to be a golden year for me, a very, very good golden year for me. But then COVID decided, no, this is not going to be your golden year. Everything was cancelled. We, the filmmakers, this year, from the international shoots, lost lot of money.
You've lost 3 family members? Is it all due to COVID?
No, not all due to COVID. First one, my sister. She was very close to me. She contracted COVID April, and she was in ICU for 3 months. The COVID damaged her lungs, and at the stage her lungs collapsed and she couldn't breathe without the machines. Her kidneys failed, her liver has failed. COVID is real. First of all, COVID is real. It's not a joke. Most of the people, they fall away from COVID regulations. Still early to fall away from COVID regulations. We must still go in line with those COVID regulations.
And how long did you say it took you to recover?
3 weeks, 21 days.
What must somebody do to change your mind from that negative perspective to that positive?
COVID, no job. It's very dangerous. There was one day I just decided I'm gonna take a rope, go to the jetty, sit around there, and after all I will hang there by the jetty. The time I arrived here there was no wind, out of nowhere. The ocean was like angry, and it started to get cold. And I was like, but it was just nice weather. Then I sat down. Then the universe will talk with you, the wind, the sun, the ocean. That's the main thing of COVID. If you don't save yourself, no one will save you. And we must always appreciate what we have around us. That's the main thing in COVID. If you don't appreciate what you have around you, no, you will lose your head.
Smile, smile, smile. When you walk with me, I just want you to smile, smile.
My industry and what I've done with my hands in Namibia, it's going all over the world, and here you are, Papa G, you want to quit? Now, I'm excited for 2021. It's not gonna be the same like 2020 now. I'm back in the groove.
Give me food, clothes, water, and shelter. Nothing else, no matter. You're my moonlight in my heaven. Let all my sins be forgiven. Happiness rain on me. Never let the children cry. Namibia, smile. I will always be there. I will always be there. I will always be there by your side. I will always be there. I will always be there. I will always be there by your side. You were the light of my life. You were the day of my days. And you gave me hope in my life. You told me you'll always be there. You said you love me, that you won't leave me, that you stay with me. But now you're gone. Watch your photo, Kala Lucy. What you holenge toka la la meito efange befe waya what you holenge toka la la meito efange befe waya wabago kumo monyo what you boto kala luce what you holenge toka la la meito efange befe waya what you olenge toka la la me ito efange by fair waya